Hello.
Hello, this is Fam Electric Ghost, and we have Shari Paris. Is that how you say your name?
That is how you say my name.
And this is we're going to do something a little different. I was giving the listeners a little preview. Fam Electric Ghost, we do a podcast. We typically talk to musicians. We have talked to artists before that have businesses. And so what we're doing today is we're talking to Sherry from Common Interest Network, or CIN, and
Yes.
or CINPals. Well, that's what you gave me, but I see on your website it's like CIN, right?
Yeah, it's CINPals.
CINPals. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically have you talk to us about what this network does and what it provides people, and we're thinking maybe there's a synergy between the artist community that I talk to, and maybe they would be interested in it. So maybe you want to start off and introduce yourself and talk about your network.
Alrighty, so my name is Shari Paris, and I am one of the Common Interest Network, also known as CINPals. And this network was born out of need, just like everything else in this world. I was pregnant, and I wanted a group of people who would be able to share the experience of having a baby, going to pregnancy yoga, going to Lamaze, going to the mall to decide on 40 different bottles. I wanted that community. And everywhere I was going online, I couldn't find anybody. I found the communities, but I didn't feel as safe as I would want to feel safe as a pregnant woman looking for other pregnant women. So I was going online looking, and I couldn't find what I was looking for. So then that's where I said to myself, if I can't find what I need, I'm going to just make it myself. And that's how my business partner and I came together, and we made Common Interest Network, which is what we call the website CINPals.
Yeah, so that sounds really interesting because, if in the news today, there's all these issues with some of the other social media companies not having good security, not having good validation or verification. And then some people have felt that they're not, places they feel comfortable with. So, so that sounds really cool that you've actually thought about, creating something to fill that gap.
Right. And what we created was a very safe network. So with our website, you sign up for it and you do a national criminal background check. So you sign up, you put your first name, your last name, and your date of birth, and we find you. And we go when we find you, and we make sure you don't have a felony or anything like that. And whoever's on the website's already verified. So, whoever you're meeting to go to see a concert, or you're all just sitting down in a group at a cafe to talk about a new artist you guys have made or you guys have heard about, every person you're meeting is safe. So that's what separates us.
Hello?
A lot of good feedback for everybody who's saying it's safe. It's not what a lot of people are getting right now.
Yeah, because some of the problems with some of the other social media networks, you have bots, you have people who aren't real, you have people who are like inventions, or they are criminals, or they're just people who are looking to do fraud, and they're not who they say they are, and
Right.
And you don't know who you're really talking to. So yeah, it's good that you actually do the step that we would have thought the bigger companies would have tried to do, but
Right.
they're not really about that. They're more about, like, they don't care if they have a lot of Russian bots or people who aren't real. They just seem to take the business in.
Yeah, they just want to say, oh, I have 1 million people on a small website, and we want to build a community of people that no matter where the event's happening, no matter what time of day it's happening, when you go on CINPals.com, you're always safe with whoever it is you're meeting up, and you're meeting in a public place, and you're doing public meetings and everything like that. There's nothing meeting in anybody's home, nothing like that. All the events that are on the website are for public events that are happening in parks and museums and restaurants and
but not in somebody's house or apartment.
Not somebody's house or somebody's basement. Everything that we put on the website is out in public, where you meet people and you make connections. And it's not a dating website, because right now where a lot of people don't really want to date. They just want to, okay, here's my movie friend, or my movie pal, or my movie, or my musical pal. It's just somebody
Yeah.
you share that experience with in that moment, and then that relationship is done until maybe you guys meet up again to go see maybe a new artist, or you go out, you go to see a concert, or you go to see another play, but it's never a long-term relationship. It's just you're having that pal for the moment, that platonic friendship.
Yeah, so that sounds, because one thing is like as a musician, out there, just to give an example, like a lot of us are in Facebook groups that are like, EDM, a
Right.
group of musicians in a Facebook group. And then, we've had concerts where, we say, hey, I got a gig in New York, but I need 3 other bands to show up to be able to get the gig. And we put out stuff like that, and then you meet at the gig. So it's similar to what you're talking about, but people are verified. But
Right.
musicians have kind of verified ourselves by having side conversations and make
Hello.
musicians. They were like guitar players. They're into folk music in New Hampshire, and they wanted to create a group. They could do that on your site.
Yeah, they definitely could create a group on their site. And when you create the group, you can, what we can do with what we're wanting to do with expanding with the music genre, say you have your Phantom Electric, you would go on and you would have your own page or on our website, and then everybody can join into the Phantom Electric group, and they could say, okay, we're all going to meet up tonight to go see this Phantom Electric concert here. And now everybody that's coming is actually somebody who wants to have a good time. Nobody who's coming to start drama, or nobody who's coming to look for the love of their life. You all just want to go hear great music and have a good time and then go home.
Yeah, so I was just checking on your site. I'm on your site as I'm talking to you. So maybe you can talk about like how you register and what the process is and the fees involved. I see what they are, but you might want to talk to people about it.
So what we do with registering, you register, and then it's a $9.99 background check, and that's your national criminal background check. And when you sign up, it takes about 72 hours for the background check to come back on you. And then you're welcome into the site, and you're in the community with everybody, and you're able to, we have a lot of events all over, and you can click on an event and say attending, or you're interested. When you get on and you say attending and interesting, you get push notifications for everybody else who's attending or interested in that event. So okay, well, I'm interested in going to this concert, but I don't know how many other people are going to go too. So you're just watching it. So when you get 4 more people that are attending, you can switch over from attending to, you can go from interested to attending, which now you have 4 people to go to this concert with that you didn't know before. And then when you sign up, like I said before, it's a $9.99 background check fee, and that's all that is. And then every month you just pay $4.99 just to keep using the site, keep meeting people, and just keep having those connections. And it's never like you're in just one group for forever. You can
Yeah.
go and link into outdoor activities, arts, plays. We even have a section for people who do cosplay, or if you want to go see a sci-fi movie, because I remember this summer in Florida, we had Regal Cinema. They were doing this thing where every night you could go see an Avengers movie starting from the first one.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, oh my God, I really wanted somebody to go with, but I didn't have anybody to go with as of yet. So that's something, that you and your CINPal could go do.
So I'm looking at that page, and it says like you can view the members directory, you can view a member profile, you can access a group directory, access groups, view site activity, send private messages, which that's cool. The question I have is like on the media. You can add media to your profile, and since I'm a musician, I have a lot of content. I have a lot of media. I got videos, I got MP3s, I have WAV files. So what does that media? What does that mean? How big file can you put in there?
I think you can put up to 5 megabytes of music on there. Or what we're wanting it to do is maybe when you and your CINPals are out to a concert, you kind of just like make a 60-second video to put it up. It can be either way. It can be either a 60-second video, or it can be a big file. You just have to let it upload onto the website.
So can you, on your page, like if you set up a group page, can you put like hyperlinks on the page, or can you put like links to other places, or you because you're trying to control things, you don't allow that?
We do allow that. We do allow you to put links to, your YouTube page or your Instagram. it is, we
Okay, that'd
definitely
be
let
cool.
you link any other site that you want to link, any other activity that's happening around you. We allow that.
Yes, because a lot of musicians, what they would do is they probably want to link to their SoundCloud, to their Spotify, to their wherever their music is, so they would
Mm-hmm.
probably put like a link, and so do you support people putting like HTML links or just regular URL like
We
hyperlinks?
can, I'm pretty sure you can do both of them with the links. Also, we're gonna have a suggestion page. So for example, say that you have, like, you guys Phantom Electric Ghost, so you guys have a concert that's coming up, you can directly message us, the admins, or send a link or something like that of an event you're having, and we'll upload your event to our website for free, no charge. Whatever it is, you have a concert that's happening and you want to get more promotion for it, we'll upload it to the site and we'll promote it in our event section as something that's happening.
That's
So we're
cool. Yeah.
really want to collaborate with everybody that we
Because a
can.
lot of artists lately have been using like the YouTube Live, and
Mm-hmm.
so you can use YouTube Live, you can use Facebook Live to actually, as musicians, do concerts from your home studios or from your recording area. So it allows like bands to actually, be able to project to like thousands of people a performance.
Right.
And so that's something I've been very interested in. I've been able to have pretty good success, 5,000 people watching a show from my home studio. And
Right.
so if I could use their site to promote that type of thing, that would be pretty cool. If I could get like-minded people who are into it, like EDM, electronica, synth wave type music, that would be like how I would picture potentially, pushing that kind of information, about those concerts that I do, maybe
Mm-hmm.
twice or, and there's a lot of bands that are doing that now because it allows you to reach your audience. You can consistently reach an audience and actually have something that's happening live. And there's no risk because you're not physically going anywhere. You're just watching somebody playing on YouTube or one of the social media sites that allows streaming live.
Right. That makes sense. And if somebody can see it on YouTube or on Facebook and be so enamored with you, and you know what, I think what we forget nowadays is not everybody has a significant other. So there are people who just really enjoy doing things and really want to get out there and maybe disconnect from social media a little bit, and they want to have real experiences. Like, I love to watch something on YouTube, or I love to go on Facebook and see something on YouTube, but I love it even more when I can go out and experience it firsthand. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So this
Yeah. So, I mean,
website's also for people who just want to, like, who's just one person who loves to do stuff, but they just don't have a friend to go. So I think in some settings you can go do things alone for yourself, but I think in other settings you always want a pal. To say, like, oh my God, when he ripped on the third chord, oh my God, I love this third chorus, or I love this, or I love
oh, I
that.
can see. Yeah.
It's
So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of virtual stuff where you can do what I was just describing. But, there's a lot of people in our orbit, like who are musicians, who are doing shows in Vermont. I'm in New Hampshire. So people go do shows in Boston to do shows in Vermont. And so we could try to get like more people to opt into those shows.
right.
Um, through this thing, and then say, hey, just people going, or people getting a van, or people doing this, and so yeah, that sounds like it would be a good way for the New England like musical, like indie music community, if they want to be able to get their fans aware of things that are going on. They want to have their fans that need you know to have people to go with, like you're saying. They want to go to an EDM concert, but they don't want to go by themselves. So this would kind of give people an ability to kind of do that. And I know a bunch of collectives of musicians that are hip hop and rap and EDM and DJs that are playing in this area, um, that would like to be able to kind of boost their audience or provide more capability for their audience. So this would be a pretty good thing. I'm probably going to push this to the New Hampshire hip hop rap community.
Right.
They have a group on Facebook, and I'm gonna probably show them what this is and see if they're interested.
Yeah, that's definitely something we'd be interested in, and we'd love to post events for any person who wants to have their events on our website. You just sign up yourself, and then you message the admins of their page, and I'll have our developer put your stuff up within 24 to 48 hours for your upcoming concert and everything like that.
Yeah, and I might put up the ghost, and then from the ghost, people, I might set up that as initially a way for people to come in, and then they can see if the collective wants to have their own site, if they want to jump on mine. Yeah, so we'll see. It's pretty. Yeah, sounds like a really cool idea. So because when you're out there on the other sites, you don't know who else is like jumping in.
Yeah, of course. I feel like the way we are right now, the biggest thing is you want to have fun, you want to have a good experience, but you also want to be secure. And I feel security and feeling safe should go hand in hand no matter what it is you're doing. And I feel like our site gives you that security and that safety so you can feel better about going to go have fun.
Yeah, because it sounds like when you're a musician, sometimes the security is a little well, it's important, but when you're trying to reach a big audience, you probably
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have some of the limiting things here because you're trying to reach as many people to actually stream and download your stuff. So, but when you're going at it from okay, I want to physically go somewhere, then the security, and I want to go to a venue, I don't know who these people are. So having the verification for that is cool. And
Yeah.
for like selling like music, sometimes we want to reach as wide an audience as possible. So that might not be the best way to do that. But for actually getting together at concerts or going to events, going to a lot of artists will go to events like NAMM, which are like they're these events where you get to actually look at new instruments, like new guitars, new keyboards and stuff. And they say, hey, I want a bunch of people who are musicians. We all want to go to NAMM in Vegas and go to the convention or go to the Consumer Electronics Show. And we want to have people that we know that are verified
Right.
to go with you. So if you're going to a recording association meeting and they've got all this new recording gear, you want to be able to go with people that you trust. Yeah, this would be, I think, a good way of doing that.
Definitely. And that's something we're very much open to, especially with going to new places and experiencing new things. I live in Florida, but there's so many things that I haven't done in Florida because I've not had a pal to go do it with. So, you don't want to be that lonely person just sitting there and listening to this great concert. You want to have someone to be able to like, oh my gosh, did you love the chorus? Did you love what he was saying? And I feel like that's what we do. We give all of our members a sense of security and a sense of friendship. And that goes hand in hand to me.
Yeah, I think that's good because a lot of times today people, like the Craigslist of the world, not to name drop, but people have had issues with thinking because it's on the net that it's okay, and then they get in a situation where it's like, wow, that's really out of control. And I think that's a lot of people thought that when you a couple of years ago, you go everything on the computer is like it's safe, and that's not necessarily true. And if you don't have the protocols in place, because in my daily life when I'm not a musician, I'm an IT person,
Right.
so I'm aware of that stuff. But there's some people they just automatically say, oh, it's on the computer, so it must be okay. Where it's on Facebook,
Right.
it must be okay. And they just assumed that there was stuff going on that's not going on. And so you're very clear and upfront in what you're doing. I think that's good because I think transparency is missing in some of what's going on in social media. People don't know what's actually happening. Um, so I guess a question a user might ask is like, well, are you selling my information to other parties when I sign up, or is it totally just inside this site? You don't sell people's
No, we
information.
don't sell anybody's information at all, at all, at all, at all, because as a person who has had their information sold, I would never do that to somebody else, especially when I did not authorize anybody to sell my phone number or to sell my address, and I'm getting 50 million telemarketers calling me every day for no
Yeah.
reason. So no, we don't ever sell any of your information at all. It's all private and it's all secure.
Oh, so you're not like putting cookies on there and tracking people and tracking their behavior and all the
No,
stuff some of the other people do.
no, we have Google Analytics, which is just to see how many people come to the website, how long you stayed on it, but there's no cookies or anything else that stays on your website once you're
Okay.
gone.
I think a lot of people would be willing. I think if they understand the part of the you might not pay on Facebook, but you're paying with your information.
Right. It's either you
And
pay on the back end some way. It's free,
yeah,
but
so
not
you're being
really
yeah. So
free.
you guys are being more upfront. Like you're charging a fee, but because you don't sell people's information, you have to kind of charge a fee to make some kind of profit or make it viable. So, but the other model, does it based on where you don't know even know how much money they're making off of your information.
Right.
And it's not necessarily free. I think a lot of people don't fully understand that. I think maybe they're starting to figure it out with all the news articles out about some of these social media companies. But yeah, this sounds really, really interesting. It sounds really cool, and I'm glad that you chose the ghost to talk to, because this is the first time, second time we've actually had a business on. But like I said before, the other business was an artist that does like album covers,
Right.
and so it kind of fit what we were doing. And so we're branching out to see if this is another way for us to get to people, because in order to be out here doing what we do, where we interview a lot of artists from around the world. That's what we do. And this app, when it works right, you're able to talk to people in foreign countries where you don't have to call their number. So because it goes through the net, you can talk to somebody in Germany, you can talk to somebody in Egypt, you can talk to bands all over the world. And that's what we try to do. We try to show the light on a lot of indie music that maybe doesn't get attention. And so, yeah, this I think platform, CINPals, I think that's going to really help a lot of people who are trying to build their audience and maybe want to make sure that people don't have a bad experience. So yeah, I think in terms of like fan clubs and people having interactions and making sure that everybody in the fan club's kind of, somebody you could actually hang out with.
You're right.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. So I think the integration with music fans who love to follow their bands, they like to go to the concerts. It's like they'll follow, some fans will follow a band to multiple venues,
Right.
and then maybe get a bunch of people to do that. And then if you're going to do that, you want who's in the van with you. You don't know.
You don't know
So
who's in the van with
yeah,
you.
yeah. So you
And
like, yeah, people kind of have that '60s. Oh, I'll just trust them because they're a fan of this band.
right.
But maybe, yeah. Nowadays, maybe you got to be a little bit more, have a little more rigor than that.
A little more security than that. And what at CINPals.com and at CINPals on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we are willing to collaborate with anybody who's willing to collaborate with us. We definitely want to build communities any way that we can, even if it's with musicians or anything like that. You guys can always check us out and just send us a message and we'll get back to you, because we want to know what's happening out there. We don't want to just go off of what we see. We want to know, all people know what's happening in their neighborhood or in their area. So we always want to know what's happening in every state, just more than what we just see on the internet from people, to person interaction.
Yeah, there's a lot of what we call like collectives, which are ways for bands to have a community. So a collective will be like a group of multiple musicians that will go and like do a concert to be able to guarantee to a venue that they're going to have enough people to justify them being there.
Right.
And so this type of social media, where if we could, it would be pretty clear. My use of it would to make sure that I actually can target my audience or an audience of a band, get people to be comfortable enough to say, hey, yeah, I am actually going to go to the show. I'm not just going to listen to the stream and watch it on YouTube. I actually want to go see the Ghost, or I want to see this New Hampshire rap collective, and I want to go with people. And this, I think one thing would be cool is if maybe the ability to have tickets. If bands start getting involved, they're probably going to want a way to maybe sell their merch, like their T-shirts and posters and tickets and CDs and stuff like that. I think that might be where some bands might want to go, just because musicians are always trying to figure out ways to make money that way.
Make some money. And that's something we'd be open to. Also, we just, whoever wants to collaborate with us, or whoever feels like this could be a community that they would love to get a part of, we want to work with you. So, just send us a message and we can always go from there.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times, like, every band's got projects that they're putting together. They got shows they want to put on. They've got T-shirts. They got to sell posters, all kinds of stuff. It's just how you actually, keep their interest out there is to have that merch and to have the something for people to kind of hold on to have an image of the band. And so, yeah, if there's a way to integrate that type of thing, into this platform, so that people who are like-minded, they all want to go to a show, and there's a T-shirt for that show, or there's a poster for that show, and you can get into it and meet up with people, and yeah, that's kind of cool.
And as we get bigger and stuff, and on CINPals.com, we're gonna be selling our own CINPals gear. So if any musician would love to collaborate with us, we could do Ghost by CINPals or something like that.
Yeah, that might be
Would
actually,
be
yeah, we're totally interested in doing ways to make it like more economical, because a lot of bands will have to they have to front that themselves. So if you
right.
can collaborate with an organization, then maybe that will make it easier, in the future, if we get bands that have big enough following and they want to put out a vinyl release, and make it for their true fans. And if you get, this is kind of like maybe like a real fan club kind of idea.
Yeah.
If you can get fans that actually spend money, know they go to shows, know they'll buy the vinyl, that's the kind of fans that people want to, as a band, that's what you want.
Right, you want that following behind you. And if there's any way we could collaborate with any bands out there, whatever your band name is, as long as we can get by CINPals on there, or we get it on a t-shirt or a coffee mug or a hat, anything like that, we are open to doing that.
Yeah, we might be talking to you about that, because we had some merch a couple of years ago that we self-funded, and now we're looking to do some new stuff, and yeah, this might be a cool way of doing that. So yeah, we'll definitely be in touch. So is there anything else you want to talk to? Because it's like you got the floor on.
uh, I would just like to say, for everybody who's listening, thank you so much for even listening to us. We're this company that's starting up, and we just would love for you to check us out on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And it's CINPals. It's CINPALS on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. So if you just check us out and see what we are, go to CINPals.com and see what's happening with us, and just connect with us and help us build a community. We'd be so grateful.
That's great. Well, thank you for talking to us, Sherry. And just so everybody know, this podcast is not just published on Anchor FM. We push this out to Spotify podcast, Apple, Radio Public, Stitcher, and maybe 6 other ones. So what we'll do tonight is, once this is set to go, we will send you links. So I think I have your email, and I have information, so I can send you the links that you can go and do whatever you want to do with them. We will also publish this on our blogger page. We have a Family Electric Ghost blogger page. We have a Family Electric Ghost Facebook and Instagram. So we typically do, one cool thing is Spotify actually offers the ability to take a link from Spotify and put it into Instagram as a highlight. So this whole
Right.
podcast will be a highlight on the Expansive Sound Experiment Instagram.
Okay, thanks so much, Ghost. You've been so accommodating with us, and you've just really, really believe in us. And I'm so grateful for you to just even let us get on here.
Yeah, we like to support indie artists and indie companies, and people who are new on the scene. That's kind of what we like to do, as that's what we've been doing since about 2016. We've been doing this, and we're glad to see our audience growing all the time. We're almost at 3K. We hit like 2.9K today, and so we're very excited. We're hoping to hit over 10K in the next 6 months. So yeah, we're still growing. We're still doing what we're doing, but yeah, we want to bring people along with us. So thank you very much. All
Ghost.
right. So I'll send you that information later tonight when we publish, and
Bye.
have a great night.